What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know I had looked a little bit crazy because normally that is how I wake up every morning whenever I have to get things done in the house, deal with the boys, run some errands, or just do things or specifically like chores, things in my home that I have to get done. But I don't look like that now. As you guys can see, I have on my little Georgia shirt, so that's how you know I'm from ATL. But I mean, I'm really from Atlanta, but I am from Georgia as the state. I mean, that's probably irrelevant now. But anyways, I'm super excited because I have like a bunch of looks that I've been so excited to do, and they are from a couple YouTubers, and I don't know what makeup to do exactly, but I do have one YouTuber influencer that I really enjoy watching. She is also like a follower of Christ, which I love and adore her. She's very sweet, she's very pretty, and I think she does such a great job at teaching you step by step how to do makeup. And once you learn about it in her channel and take those steps, it builds more of your makeup game in a way. So I wanted to recreate her look, and she recently did a look. Let me just pull up my tablet. Funny thing about it is when I received it, I was super excited to just try it out because I was hesitant. I was debating between trying hers or doing I Love Sarai, but I don't know. I'm in between the actual makeup itself. I don't know. I'm still waking up from the morning. So this is Sandijarquin, which is a great YouTube influencer, and I decided that I wanted to recreate this look here. She has like these rhinestones, and she basically just used only like black eyeshadow. So that is what we're going to do today. I will be following with the video so that way I can kind of get the concept of it and I can recreate that look and show it for you guys, and you guys can do your own thing and your own little twist with her look. So if you guys want to stick around and want to get this look, then just keep on watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for every time I upload a video, a makeup tutorial, a Bible story, and of course vlogs itself. So without further more, let's just get into this video. Alright, you guys, I had to go and do my brows off camera because, of course, my brows, depending on what look I do, or if I do a natural look, then I can do my brows quicker than usual. But when it's on a particular look, sometimes it takes a while. And since I haven't got my eyebrows threaded in over 3 months now, they've been kind of like bushy and just everywhere. Like literally my brows, my hairs grow on the side, which I like that it's growing, like my hair are growing back to what it used to be, but it's just different because it grows in the weirdest places. That I use just to clean up my face is the e.l.f. Super Toned Brightening Fruit Acid. Okay, so Radiant Brightening Eye Cream, and I kind of use just a little bit. I don't go heavy handed on here because if I do, it'll have like this little patchy stain that it leaves on my eyes, and I don't want that because when I go in with the eyeshadows, I want them to be able to blend, and I don't want to have an issue with, you know, just the cream spreading all over my lid. So that's why I sometimes go in a little bit and then I spread it around with my ring finger That way it's hydrated and moisturized. Lately, I haven't been putting on moisturizer. I don't know why I haven't, but my face been breaking out due to butter. And I have been letting my skin breathe for some time and having to diet on the certain foods that I eat and what makes me break out. And just been trying to keep my skin, you know, healthy. I'm just moisturizing right now my skin, and I use the 4th Ray Beauty in coconut milk, and it's, I think, the serum. And I'm just applying this on my face just to give me like a nice glowy skin and moisturize. And I like the smell of it because it's coconut. Alright, so now that we finished with that, I'm gonna go ahead and video, which I haven't even got into it, but we need to go ahead and start on the video. So this is Sandy, and she's gonna go in with a palette, and she's just gonna use basically this black eyeshadow, but I don't have the palette that she has. I think that palette's from Becky G. I have the Magnify Eye Electric Violet edition from RIMMEL London. So I'm just gonna use basically this black here that you guys can see. I used this in my previous video, and she said that she went in with like a much like thinner type of what am I saying? I'm just not she said that she went in with like a much angle brush, so I'm gonna use the angle brush that I use on my brows. I'm just gonna probably clean it up a little bit before I get started. And then she just says that she just draws a line and then extended it, and she says it doesn't have to be perfect, but me knowing how I am, try not to be a perfectionist, but I want it to kind of look like it almost identically. So I was about to go in and I didn't even prime my lids. Alright, you guys, I'm like so unprepared, but I now prime my lids, by the way. I went in with the NARS Creamy Concealer Medium 2 Ginger just to prime them. I didn't use my Pete Louise Rumor 2. I kind of do that primer all the time, so I wanted to switch it up and I wanted to try a concealer. I'm going to start off like right here where my nose is, like right in the center, and I'm just going to draw that line out. And I'm scared. Pray for me, you guys.
Mom, look at this. Mom, look at this. This has 2 dims. It has 2 dims. Mom, my daddy's here, Mom. Mom, my daddy's here.
No.
He's working.
Yeah, okay, he's working.
Now he has this.
Alright, so I did this side of the eye. I'm gonna keep on adding some more black eyeshadow just in case, because in some parts it kind of faded. So I'm just gonna go back and fix it. And now that I finished with that, we are going to stop there, and then we're going to move on to the next step that she has. So now what she's doing is she went back with that black shade. I'm going to go in with the M165 brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab that black shade. I'm going to put my brush into it, and I'm just simply just going to kind of start flicking it upwards just to mimic the shadow and make it a little bit thicker. So that is what she's doing, is just kind of fixing it, but going back with that shadow and just going upwards. So what she's doing is she went upwards on this. Mine's isn't gonna look so perfect, but as long as you get it to work for your eye shape, you should be good. I mean,
Here, Mom.
I'm just going in with my stuff. I'm just going in with the shadow, and I'm just gonna keep repeating the step and just move it up. That way that shadow kind of blends pretty and effortlessly. My words, you guys. And just in case if you guys see my kids in the back, they just like to be around mommy. And I don't know if she went in this part here, so what I'm tap a little bit. I'll go back with that pencil just in case if I don't like how I did that, and I'll just go back and fix it just in case so it stays. So I think I did pretty good for this eye already, so I don't think I need to push anything up. I mean, of course it's not going to be like hers, but it's going to look identical. So she keeps just going up on the end of this corner right here. So I would say just keep going up with this until you get it to where you want. Mine isn't as intense because this one is drugstore, but could still make it happen. And this tutorial is going to take some time. Whew. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to skip, I think, that step. Skip that step, and then she's now going to go in with a much fluffier brush. I think the one that she used was the 456 by Morphe. And this one, all you're going to do is basically just smudge the colors in together. Like she said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You could do it however you want, because the focus isn't really on just that line. It's going to be on the lid and then what you connect afterwards. So after you do that, all you do is just really just start to blend the ends of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and start blending it. And I'm probably going to end up fast forwarding this because you guys pretty much should know that this part is just all blending. And my black is kind of disappearing, so I might have to go back with that color. So all you do is just keep on blending, but make sure that that shadow, whatever black eyeshadow, just try to use like a good black eyeshadow. This one is just not as dark as the one she has, but I mean, just keep blending, and once you blend it to the consistency that you want, you pretty much don't have to worry about this step. But if you are like me and you have to work with some shadows that are not as pigmented as others, then you know why. So I'm gonna just really quick just fix this. Alright, you guys, so I tried to attempt to do the little line on the top part, but it just so happened that it's just not going the way I want it to go. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to skip that step. And as much as I try to mimic the shadow how she did it, it's just not pulling, and I think it's because the shadow isn't as pigmented as hers is. So we're just gonna move on. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm just gonna grab some of my NARS Creamy Concealer, and I'm just gonna use this as the base of my eye. And on this step, what she's going to do is she's just going to clean up basically the line. And what she's doing is she's just going to clean up the line to make it look more straight. I think I did pretty good. Sometimes you don't have to do so much. Waiting, the more time, I'm gonna have to go pick up my daughters, and they're gonna look at me and see I have one eye done and the other one just chilling. I think too, if it tends to get hard for you and you can't get in those lines with a flat brush, go in with an angle brush. I feel like an angle brush kind of gets the line where you want it to be corrected, and it straightens it out for you even much better. So if you feel like that works better for you, then just do that, because sometimes other brushes aren't going to give you the same consistency that an angle brush can do. We're going to use the same angle brush, and I'm going to pack on that black shadow again, and she's going to create the wing and connect it. The black eyeshadow right here, and then just connect it up. Alright, you guys, I had to go back and fix it because I just didn't like how it looked. Like, I felt like this part was starting to get too thick, and then on the outside it was way too thick, so I had to thin it out. Hers is like phenomenal. Mine's is like, it'll work. So I had to blend it, and it's still all the way still not fully blended, but that's fine because we're gonna do that last, and then I'm just gonna connect it. So she said she started off by where her eye, the lash ends, so I'm just gonna connect it. This is gonna be really quick. If you know how to do your liner, should be easy. If you don't, take your time. Press the product first and then wing it out. Don't just press it and then draw lines. Just wing it out, because the more you take your time doing it, the more it'll just mess up, and then you got to redo it, and you don't want to have to do that. And then in eyeshadow, I mean, it doesn't take that long, but trust me, just press the product right at the corner and then wing it up. Okay, so this part, I don't know what she's doing exactly. So basically I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side of this part off camera. You guys pretty much know how it just starts, but I personally will say if you are gonna use the brush and you have like the same eye shape as mine, I would recommend you to use an angle brush instead because it's way better. And I also would recommend also an angle brush to kind of flick up and brush up the shadow. That way it gives you like that nice fluffy blended look. If you prefer her way, you can use that, but I think personally with this flat brush is good. But for my eye shape, I just can't do it because I literally have to open up my eye and do everything. So I think this will work better. And anyways, when you get to the corner part, it's so easy to thin it out and it makes a lot of a difference. I'm going to do this off camera, and once I return, then we'll move on, do the face, which it shouldn't take long. Probably have to fast forward on that as well because you guys already know my foundation routine. But anyways, let me just go ahead and I will be back in 5, 4. So I just finished adding my foundation, my concealer. I am going to go in with the e.l.f. contour palette as a powder because she does say that she goes a little bit heavy handed. So I am going to use this color here to contour the shape of my face really quick. And then we are going to move on to basically the sponge part of the eye because we're not fully done yet. Next, I'm just going to go over it because this is the only brush that I had that I was able to use because I don't know, my brushes, they should have dried up last night because I usually let them air dry, and in my closet they have like enough space and enough humidity for it to dry up, but for some reason, I guess because of the weather changing, it just didn't dry up the way I assumed it to be. So I'm just going to add some more contour down, and I am going to add a little bit of some translucent powder just to kind of carve out and sculpt out anything that I need to fix. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder, and I'm just going to set this like right where I contour. So I'm just going to use this and just press downwards motion with the e.l.f. Contour Nose Brush. And then I'm going to press some of the powder under my eyes just to set a little bit because I didn't see her setting. So that's where I'm going to set. We're going to move on to the next step, and she's just now bronzing her skin. And I don't like to add too much bronzer because I feel like my skin's already tan, and the more that I add bronzer, the more it starts to look a little muddy. Loosen powder from Laura Mercier, and I'm going to use half of this and kind of set everything in place. I am going to press it onto my hand so I don't use too much of the product because it tends to look a little bit too cakey if you just leave it there for too long or just pack on powder. So I like to just press and then press it onto my wrist, and then I remove the product, and then I go in and I just set everywhere. Do the same thing here just to carve out. Sometimes this powder gives you that nice definition look that you need. So I'm gonna just carve it out really quick. Go in with this e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm just gonna start kind of dusting off the powder. And that should be it. Now that we finished with that, she's really going back over her brows to kind of mimic the brows. Since I already did my brows and I like that step because I basically finished and my brows look pretty good. She did mention that she started to use a gel liner to mimic the little sponge onto her eye, but since I don't have a gel, I threw out my other one. I'm gonna use this liquid eyeliner from Wet n Wild, and I'm just gonna press in the product, and I'm gonna try to press in enough product so that way it has enough. And I just finished off half of my face. I put on this eyeliner from Essence under my eye, and I smudged out the black eyeshadow from the same palette under my eye. I used a sponge, but I started to use the liquid eyeliner, but it wasn't really picking up. So I had to use a little bit of this eyeliner since I don't have any gel eyeliner just to replace it. So it kind of the eyeshadow. I mean, I tried to do the best that I could, and this is so far how it came out. Today is by REALLIFEVILLIAN, and this was limited edition, but I'm not sure if she still has it in her site. But she has many more other lashes that I love, that I'm a really fan of, which is Maggie and Marilyn. Those are my favorite. And Cleopatra, sometimes you can also make it into like a Halloween look. It's very flirty, it's very dramatic, but you get that length of eyelash to your eye, and it just makes it look very nice. But these were always my favorite of the limited edition collection, so I am going to use this, and I'm just going to pop them on really quick and then do the lip combo, and that will be it for this tutorial. So they're very flary. They have like that little extended look on the outside, but it's always the ends for me that sometimes always give me a difficult time. Alright, you guys, so I went ahead and had to reapply some lash glue onto my lashes because they were just acting funny, and I had to fix it so that it stays in place. Alright, you guys, so my camera died, so I had to use my phone for the rest of the look. So I just wanted to top it off with something that was close enough to her shade, even though it's not that purple shade. So I'm gonna go in with KYLIE 20, and I'm gonna put this around my lips, and I just might add maybe like a dark shade of purple to kind of substitute it for the lips. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna place it just added that. And this, her lip products, I don't know what it is, but they smell so good, and I just love like the smell of it. And then I'm gonna go back with that palette, and I'm probably gonna end up grabbing if I'm not mistaken, this shade here, and I'm gonna blend it and make it into kind of that color that she has. And I might just go in a little bit with some gloss. I'm going to use my favorite gloss, and it's going to be Amber. And I'm just going to use it just a little bit because I don't think she has like a whole lot of gloss. I think it's just a little bit. So I'm just going to place it right in the center. To substitute it. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this PEARS, is it PEARS? Soap. And since she had said that she didn't want her brows to be too laminated, natural, so it goes with the look. So I'm gonna use this transparent soap, and it's by PEARS. It has like a really weird smell. I literally got this at Dollar Tree, and I literally bought like 2 more. I've been trying it. The first time, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of not what I wanted, but then I was like, I'm gonna keep giving it a try, and then I will give you guys my final thoughts on the soap. But it's a pretty good soap because it's natural, and we're on a natural day. This soap will work pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fluff up my brows a little bit, even though I already applied the Anastasia Brow Wiz. But she also kind of went with like an eyeshadow over her brows just so that they were natural. And I'm gonna do that with mine's, as y'all could see here. and put them in the front. Can y'all see that? Great. Okay, now I'm just gonna spray my face with the Clean Fresh CoverGirl. I didn't have my fan. And I will come back and change really quick and give you guys the final look. Alright, you guys, so this is the final look. So I recreated it. It took forever just to do this look, but I was so happy that I was able to finish. I know all these colors is going to be hard to take off. Hopefully I could take them off because I do have to go later on to my daughter's practice today. But and this is it, you guys. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I don't have nothing else to say, which you guys already know every time I say this in my video. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys next time on my next video. Besos. Peace.